welcome to Math 100, which is liberal arts for mathematics. So today I want to go over and focus really on just what is Math 100, who is it for, how we're going to be learning it, what's our daily routine going to look like, and go over your syllabus a little bit. So who should be taking Math 100? Math 100 is for those students who don't need to go on to calculus and statistics. So depending on what your major is, if your major does not intend for you to go down that STEM path of going through calculus or going through even business calculus or going through statistics, then you can take this class and still have a 100 level math class to transfer to a university. So who should not take this class is any students who are in a major that do need to take statistics or calculus or business calculus. So for example, sociology, psychology, business, economics, kinesiology, I don't know if I said that right, will probably need to take statistics or Math 140. So that's those students would not be here. So if you're in one of those majors, you'll want to check with your counselor and see if you're in the right place. Nursing students need to take a science class. So if you're in nursing, check with your counselor, make sure you're in the right place. Most other non-STEM students can and should take Math 100. It's transferable to the universities, but doesn't require that higher math that leads to calculus and statistics. So, for example, English, other languages, music, art, paralegals, hospitality, history, philosophy, theater, along that nature. So this is kind of what I was already talking about. If you're in Math 100, you can see it doesn't really lead to another math. It doesn't feed into calculus or business calculus or statistics. 140 is requirement for some majors. If you're not required to take 140 and you're not required to take these other higher maths, then you can start with 100 and have that transferable 100 level math. So in Math 100, we want to keep you interested and benefiting from math. You're not going to a career that's going to be using it, but it's nice to have math in everyday life. When you're watching the news, when you're having a conversation, it's nice to understand what's going on in the world. So we're going to review these topics, which you'll see as they follow along the textbook. Logic, problem solving, unit conversions, finances, everyone has to deal with that, unfortunately. Risks, odds, probability, statistics, exponential growth, which we're seeing lots of with our COVID-19 recent news. Math and fine arts, math and politics, which gets pretty interesting. So something we don't see in the other math classes. So what's the point? So you're not being fooled by math. It's easy to play with statistics and play with math and play an argument if you know how to fidget with the numbers to send a false message. But you can't be fooled if you're knowledgeable about what they just did with those numbers. So faulty logic and deception with percentages and other figures, using very large numbers or very small numbers to make something look like it's a little different than what reality is. Loans that might sound too good to be true might be too good to be true. Statistical studies in the news, exponential growth, numbers in politics, and to be wise. So understanding those numbers that are presented to you by others. So how are we going to learn? What are we going to do every day? Well, we have a textbook written by one of our professors here. I'll be doing daily videos, and actually I have some videos from the author of our textbook as well. So might have a lecture like this with PowerPoints and then a handout, and sometimes in our handouts, they work great with group work. So if you want to come to the live Zoom section, we can do them together, but you're also welcome to do them independently just by reading through the book and watching the videos. So if you do come to that Zoom meeting every day, then we will discuss the content of the day and do some problem solving together. And if you're working independently on that, that's okay too. And everybody will have homework to do independently, regardless if you come to Zoom or not. So everybody has some homework to make sure that you're learning it and can kind of practice what you're going to be doing on the test independently. So we'll have points for the handouts I give, which are sometimes a worksheet, but every day we'll have a notes sheet. So for example, today, if you go to your Canvas, we're in lesson 0. I'm only assigning lesson 0 to give you some time to get familiar with the course, the layout, what you're expected of every day. You're welcome to go on to lesson 1.1, and I'll make sure to have that assignment up posted today. But lesson 0 is the mandatory one, so I go to my modules, and I go down to, I have lesson 0 under unit 1, even though it's not really unit 1 of the book, but start at the beginning. So lesson 0, this is the PowerPoint that we're going through right now on the other screen. And lesson 0 notes is the thing that you're going to submit. So there'll be a notes page that you fill out every day with every lesson, and that counts as your attendance. So this kind of shows me that you attended today's lesson in whatever form you wanted. You attended it by reading the book and reviewing the material, or you attended it by coming to the Zoom session and discussing it in live, or you attended by watching the PowerPoint video, or however you attended.